Hello and welcome back to the Footballing Question podcast. This is season 4, episode 10. Let's just get straight into it. Lads, we're going to start with quite a difficult question, I think. Which England moment from recent years do you prefer? Trippier's goal in the 2018 World Cup or Luke Shaw's goal in the Euro 2021 final?
I think which one that made me go most ballistic was Luke Shaw's goal, just because it was like, oh my God, we could actually beat Italy. We could actually win a trophy, which was just unreal. Kind of like, you know, flashbacks to like the first trophy that your club wins for you, and you're kind of like, oh my God, we can actually do this. But it's Trippier's goal for me. For some reason, just the way he hits that free kick so unexpectedly. Obviously, Luke Shaw's was unexpectedly, but Luke Shaw was having a fantastic tournament, and he was one of our best players. And Trippier almost kind of, although he was playing well, kind of came out of nowhere and just smashed that free kick in. You kind of in that moment just didn't realise that free kick is actually Trippier's speciality, and he's actually a decent technical player. So for me, it's the free kick.
It's so hard to pick because like the Shaw moment obviously is the more important one because you're in a final, and it's in the first minute, which is insane when now you think of it. We scored in the first minute of a final. Obviously, we should have won it from that situation, and that's why it was so amazing. But the actual moment I had with both goals, I was in like my living room with a bunch of mates for Shaw's goal. We weren't even drunk yet because the game had only just started, and I just ran over to my TV and like hugged it and like and blew like Luke Shaw a kiss, and then like you know and it was almost so such a shock. I didn't really celebrate because I was just kind of like, we're 1-0 up, what the hell? With the Trippier one, I was in a pub, I was surrounded by everyone. And because this was the first tournament on Southgate where it hit, you know what I mean, where suddenly we were doing well, because it was that first time in years that we'd done well, it just felt like there was so much like delirium in the air, like it was just insane. I got lost in that moment. I just remember like hugging whoever I saw when that free kick hit the net. And that I remember almost every detail about that night so much, from the celebrations of the Trippier goal to like hugging a guy crying outside. Like just the Trippier goal for me, that just, because I think that goal really has sent us on where we are now.
I remember both moments properly as well, and both insane, and both moments where you think, hey, we could actually win this, you know? But for me, I'm actually going to go for the Luke Shaw goal. One, because it's Luke Shaw, and that little Man United connection. Like, if Saka scored a goal, you know what I mean? It's, like, for me, that United connection's there, so Luke Shaw.
I celebrate the most when Saka scores for England.
Yeah.
Did you see that last night with me?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did see
that. I'd say so, yeah. Luke Shaw's goal, obviously Man United player, and because it was a final, I thought, oh my God, we're 1-0 up in a final. We're not going to get closer than this.
No.
And
we won't.
I mean, we weren't, but yeah, Luke Shaw's goal, oh my God, what a moment. I mean, both moments, unbelievable, really. So it is just up for interpretation, but yes, for me, Luke Shaw's goal. So last night, England took on Senegal in the round of 16 of the World Cup, and we filmed a video which should be on our YouTube very soon, so you should check that out after you check out this podcast episode. But lads, there was one player that stood out, in my opinion, my pick for man of the match during the game, and that is Jude Bellingham. But the question on everyone's mind is not how good is Bellingham, because we know how good he is, but what is next for Jude Bellingham after the World Cup? The question is in the air. Does he stay at Dortmund? Does he leave? What is going to happen with Jude Bellingham?
I mean, I don't think there's a person who is thinking he's staying at Dortmund beyond the summer. He'll stay for the season, obviously, but like, there is not a chance in hell that he is staying. The World Cup is the greatest advert for a player in world football, and he's gone on and he's probably been England's best player this tournament. You know, in terms of every time I've seen, he's just, there isn't a thing I think he's bad at from a midfield perspective. The way he carries the ball, the way he wins the ball, you know, his decision making. He's so aware of what's going on, who to pass to. Like he's the full package. As a midfielder, he probably can play 10. He's played wide before. He can play deeper. Mm-hmm. Like, there isn't a club in the world that wouldn't try and snatch out Bellingham right now if they have the funds. And you know, I think the biggest clubs in the world are definitely right now trying to sort their finances out for the summer to try and get him in.
He's so young, and he's arguably one of the best players at this World Cup, maybe in the world at the moment. He's on the top of his game, and obviously, yeah, man of the match last night. It was essential in the first 2 goals. It was brilliant to cut it back to Henderson. It was great in the second goal with the build-up, just superb. He's such a powerhouse travelling with that ball. But yeah, obviously, I think he's bound to leave Dortmund. Dortmund have done him well. Dortmund have done that for the last couple of years, or for most of their history, actually. I mean, Erling Haaland, you look at all the players that, unfortunately for their fans, go on to bigger, better things as well. And Jude Bellingham will undoubtedly do that. I can tell you that there is a release clause in his contract for next summer for £43.7 million.
That is nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Okay. Edu Gaspar, get on the blower right now. I'm sorry, but genuinely, that's the Xhaka replacement right there.
So realistically, it's going to come down to whoever offers Bellingham the
best
more money,
wage
package.
or whoever gets in there first as
Mhm.
well. Realistically, there's clubs lining up that already. There's probably
Yeah.
clubs lining up that 6 months ago. Realistically,
I think the 2 in England which have been heavily linked are Liverpool and City. You then got and then beyond that, you just kind of have to do. It's just guesswork, like the PSG, the Madrids.
I think everyone
Wants
wants Bellingham.
let's be honest.
You know?
United are up there.
Yeah,
are up
United
there.
are up there.
United will be coming. I think Arsenal haven't been linked, but I think we should be. If we're serious about a title charge, we should be trying to snap players like that up. And in terms of finances, there's probably only 10 clubs in the world that could probably pull this deal off. And
What, because of his wages?
because with a release clause like that,
They're going to be.
they're going to want it's when you sign a player on a free, they get more wages because you haven't had to pay them.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be like that. Like you've probably paid a third of what his actual value is. Realistically,
Maybe a quarter.
in the current market, he could be 150, 160. Like genuinely, it's one of the. I don't like saying massive statements, for the sake of it. But Bellingham is one of the best players I've ever seen play football. Like genuinely, at his age, at 19, is there a player that's been better at the age of 19?
I don't think there has. Maybe a young Kylian Mbappe.
Maybe a young Kylian Mbappe.
But midfield-wise, yeah, you're right. I mean, we could probably.
From a midfield perspective, Messi was amazing at 19. He's probably better than Bellingham was. But is there a better midfielder? Like he's. I feel like he's an experienced 30-year-old.
There isn't. But also, I don't know why we're just centralising this around the Premier League. Right
No,
now.
like
no,
I think
yeah.
I think it's because he's English and we want to see him in the Premier League. We want to see him.
We want to see him in the Premier League, and undoubtedly he will be in the Premier League at some point in his career because
Probably.
it will be a travesty if he never plays in the Premier League.
Yeah.
That would just be outrageous. Arsenal, for one, are not big enough to sign Bellingham yet. They're just not. We might be.
I wouldn't
competing for a
say. I
title.
wouldn't say not big enough.
We're not big enough.
I'd say we're not financially capable of it.
No, we're financially capable of it. I think we could.
I think we're
stretch
bigger than
that.
Man City.
We've saved a lot of money, but right now
Yeah.
Arsenal's pool is not big enough
If
to
we win,
get Bellingham.
if we win a Premier League, what about then?
Possibly.
Yeah, if you
But
win the league
If we
this
win the
season,
league, if we win the league,
even then, we don't have a big enough pool for Bellingham. It could be.
I'd
it could
argue
be,
winning the
it could
most
still be a
competitive
one-off.
league in the world is a pull.
We still don't. Yeah, but that is still not a bigger pool as Man City, who could continuously destroy the
Okay,
Premier League.
Man City having all the funds they do, losing the title to a team which isn't bigger than them.
And they've done that before, and then what? They go and sign Haaland, they go and sign Mahrez, they go and sign all the other best players in the world. It doesn't really affect them. They still have that pool because they know they've got an insane manager in there and consistent funds to back that with consistent success.
This is why Man City need to be cut for funding, because they lost the title to Liverpool and they still sign players because they've got Pep. I'm just saying, for the sake of football, FIFA needs to get involved and cancel Pep's contract.
think
nah,
that's a different
but
conversation.
that's one. That's a different conversation, and
I know.
two,
You didn't want
that
to make this Premier League central.
two. No,
No,
but
we
two.
need
That
to talk.
that's the thing. Like with Man City, like it's happened for years. With so do you not think big players wanted to play under Sir Alex Ferguson, for example, at United?
Yeah, they did.
Exactly. The
exactly.
players want
Yeah,
to
but
play
they,
under
but
Pep.
They were always competitive. Like,
Players want
they
to
won the
play
league, yeah.
under Pep.
In the
Players
end,
want to play under Pep.
So it's nothing about. It's not necessarily about financial fair play or whatever. It's that is a pull in itself, having
I
Pep
think-
Guardiola.
I don't want to see him at City because City just have so many stars. I want Bellingham to be like the guy.
I think Madrid are lining up. My pick is Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well,
Modric and Kroos are getting on, okay? They're going to have to find
100%.
They're superb and they'll last for another 1 year, maybe two, but they're going to have to find a replacement for that. Can you imagine the potential of midfield of Valverde, Camavinga and Bellingham? That is unreal, and realistically for 43 million, and they can back up the wages, and they do have the pool of winning. He's guaranteed the Champions League if he goes there. He's probably guaranteed a La Liga. He is guaranteed
He
the
is.
Champions
No,
League. Why even look at me like that?
guaranteed a Champions League.
He is guaranteed.
It's Real
the Champions
You
Madrid.
can't guarantee a Champions League. I mean, sure they will compete. You can't guarantee that.
I'm pretty sure you could. I'm pretty sure they've probably got some kind of statistic within.
I'd fancy them
every
to win
single-
the Champions League within the next 5 years, 100%. But you can't guarantee those things.
Oh, right, okay. I am guaranteeing it.
I'll guarantee La Liga because Barca.
I think Champions League's more likely than La Liga. Anyway, Real Madrid, they need to shore up their attack a little bit, and realistically, they need to maybe replace Benzema. They will be able to do that. I think Bellingham's going to Madrid. I don't see him going to an English club just yet.
There's another thing with Real Madrid that I found that it's really weird, but every World Cup they sign one of the biggest players at the competition. 2002 they signed Ronaldo. 2006 Cannavaro. 2010 Khedira, Özil, Di Maria. 2014 Cruz, James Rodriguez, Navas. 2018 Courtois. Here we are.
It speaks for itself, realistically.
I think also, if you look at the way they're signing players, like they are signing so many young players.
Yep.
It fits with everything.
But with Madrid as well, it probably also comes down to how much who do they want, Mbappe or Bellingham, and what can they afford? If they can afford both, fair enough, go for it. Is that allowed? Maybe not. But
I reckon they could sign both.
I mean,
I think they could.
With what happened last year with Mbappe, I heard a rumour which was straight after, obviously because he was set to go to Real Madrid, everything looked like it was going to happen, and then he went last minute, signed the contract, and Madrid were apparently so annoyed they just went, right, we are never going to sign him, we are never going to give you this opportunity again, we hope you rot in Liga, and it was that kind of anger, like from them. But really, and
I don't think they're stupid.
I'd argue Bellingham's more important than signing.
Really, I don't think so.
I think midfield's more important than attack.
I mean, we're not talking about Mbappe here, realistically.
Well, no,
and again,
I think considering the release clause, one deal is definitely more easy to pull off.
Again,
and also the other deal wouldn't involve a release clause.
I think that is another conversation.
It's another conversation we
which
can have another day.
I'm going to disagree with initially, but for their image, Mbappe is bigger. But regardless, I think he could go to Madrid. Maybe Bayern will snap him up as well. Bayern haven't got the pull that they do recently. No. I'm very terrified he goes to PSG. Because that's just boring. I can't stand that.
That'd be a disgrace.
But they could do it. Realistically, they could very easily. But yeah, I mean, who are you going with? Isaac's going with Arsenal straight away.
No, I'm not going with Arsenal. I'd love Arsenal to just put a cheeky.
So would I. All right, let's get this.
Everyone wants their club.
I think everyone wants them. I think all the big six are going to want to try one. I think I'm worried. I really just want to see him in the Premier League.
Yeah, I do.
Not at a rival, but I just need to see him every week.
Not at a rival. So basically, you want him to sign for Crystal Palace.
Whoever he goes to is going to be a rival. Let's be honest.
Whether you like it or not.
Not like a team I really, really hate. So as much as I don't want him to play for City, I'd rather that than Liverpool.
I couldn't stand that.
I know I wouldn't stand it because that's almost a guaranteed Premier League.
Where do you think that Bellingham's going?
I really want him in the Prem. I don't know why. I just can't see it just yet. As much as I want him, and I think Ashley's right. I think he's not going to go. He's going to leave Bundesliga for sure because I think he needs to move leagues to challenge himself further. And I think Real Madrid would just work so much with their model and the way they're signing all of these stars. They've got Camavinga, they've got Tchouaméni. They're signing all these young midfielders, and then he is just the starlet. And they would have a three-man midfield of Camavinga, Tchouaméni, and Bellingham, which realistically, I mean, theoretically could last in 10 years, but I don't think it would with Bellingham. I think Bellingham would probably stay there maybe 4 years, 5 years, and then just go, right, I've had my fun. Now, Premier League.
I mean, I think we said we would want, everyone would want them at their club.
Yeah.
And we haven't really spoke about, I know we sort of moved away from Premier League, but can we quickly speak about United before I say who I think he's going to go to? Because in my opinion, with the new owner situation, if Man United get new owners before the summer, how do you make a statement signing and really go, hey, we're here to change things, we want to win titles, we want to win things. The thing you do is, I mean, we have a lot to change at the club anyway, but one of the main things you should do as the new United owners is buy a big name player to really make that statement to the fans. And I think there is no one in the world bigger of a signing for Man United than Jude Bellingham would be.
It's perfect for Manchester United, but I don't think a player of Bellingham's talent and his potential is about to go and start arguably the biggest move of his career to be someone's statement to show that they are a big club. That's not what's going to happen.
No, because
Bellingham's going to go to an established big club at the moment, okay, that's doing well at the moment. I'm not saying Man United want an established big club.
Man United obviously have a pull because Man United are probably one of the biggest probably one of the biggest clubs in the world, if not the biggest. And you've got that, PR, you've got all the finance in the world from all your support. And obviously, you're always going to have a great pull. But in terms of Bellingham taking the decision, this big decision for the next move in his career, I don't see him making that move because it's not a guarantee whether you're going to challenge for the title.
Yeah,
I think you've got an upward trajectory for sure, but it's not a guarantee whether or not you push for titles within the next 2 years. And I think he's going to want to be in that kind of area of like.
You've got to think what are Man United selling to Bellingham. As much as what is Bellingham selling to Man United, fair enough, all right, yeah, they're persuaded. But what are Man United actually selling to Bellingham?
Well, he's not just a statement signing either. He wouldn't just be a statement signing for United because Man United have a lot more younger players. We're signing a lot of players that have potential to be good, and we have a journey to go on. We have a let's be honest, a young manager, but a very good manager in Ten Hag. I think it's Man United is an upward, like we're going up.
You are going up, but
and
I think
to make a signing like Bellingham, I don't think we're going to sign him. Let me put it out there. I do not think we're going to sign him. But in my opinion, if you want to make a statement as a new owners and really show, hey, we want to get this club somewhere, that's a signing you make.
I agree with you. I just don't think you've got the pull for Bellingham right now. I think Arsenal have got a bigger pull for Bellingham right now.
I think Arsenal do have a bigger pull purely because we're in a title race, but there's two clubs who I think are in it in England, and that is Liverpool and City. Because
I don't think Liverpool are in it as much as you think.
I think Liverpool. No, but the thing is, I think Liverpool have already made contact a few times. I think they tried to get him in the summer and they didn't. And I think because of that, they're already probably on the list.
You're forgetting that Man United have made contact for years. We've been scouting him since he was at Birmingham.
I know. It's just I don't see Bellingham looking for a project right now.
Yeah.
He had a project at Dortmund. They had young players. That is kind of where Dortmund were at.
I don't think Dortmund is a project.
I think Dortmund is a project. It's just a project which always gets cut halfway.
It's a project. It's a project for a player's career, solo rather than the team.
Then wouldn't that just be what it is? Kind of. I mean, no, because Dortmund are trying to catch back the title.
That's true, though.
No, Dortmund are trying to catch back the title. It's not true. Dortmund is a project. Dortmund is trying to defeat Bayern Munich, and they're doing that by trying to, slowly bring in young players.
They're not doing it. But
they're trying to, but they're slowly bringing in young players. Their squad is always full of young talent, similarly to how Manchester United are. They both need to redeem themselves in their league. I don't really see the difference between Dortmund and Manchester United. Apart from the fact that Dortmund are better, I don't see the difference. I
strongly disagree with that.
I don't. Man United have got no pull on Bellingham whatsoever. Okay, he's not going. He's going to
be aggressive. May I just say?
He's just not.
I don't rate the Bundesliga. I think United are a better side than Dortmund. I think if Dortmund come in the Premier League, I don't think they finish top 2.
Are you mad?
Top 3.
No, okay, not top 3, top 2.
I don't think they finished top 4.
Their defence.
They're doing better than Man United this season.
Their defence is not amazing. I don't think they're an amazing side. I think the fact that they bottle it year after year after year after year after year makes them one of the.
Dortmund are a selling club. Let's bring someone in and push them away.
You're not far off that, mate. You're not far off that at the moment.
That's not what Man United are.
Dortmund are the biggest stepping stone in world football. That's
exactly.
They are.
Man United are not that. The fact that you're comparing Man United.
No, Philly. I don't know why I'm backing United.
We didn't bring Anthony in to sell him. We didn't bring Sancho in to sell him.
Maybe that was a little bit hasty, but the situation between Dortmund and Manchester United right now is too similar for Bellingham to be attracted to that. Bellingham wants to win titles now. He wants to go on. He wants to have one of the best careers ever in football. He's not going to Manchester United right now. This is not.
I literally said.
He's not going to Man United.
I literally said I don't think he's going to go to Man United, but I think.
And then you went, I'm going to take that as an insult. United are the worst team in the world. Dortmund are clear.
Ridiculous.
No, I hate Manchester United. No.
Yeah,
clearly.
I hate Man United as well, but like.
It just for a split second outraged me for a little second. That you might be going to
for about a minute, you kind of went. That's the kind of rampage I usually go on. I thought.
No, realistically, that's been built up for about 5 years. Manchester United convincing all their players that they should go to Manchester United when really they're rubbish. But yeah, the fact that they still have that pull just still outrages me, and I don't want to see Bellingham go there.
Well, my pick for where Bellingham is going is Real Madrid.
Yeah,
I do think.
So we're all agreed.
It's fair to say, for the first time ever, I have won the discussion.
No, because we've all said the same thing.
We just agreed.
It's clearly a tie.
Let's move on to Jordan's fact of the week.
Snuck that in quite well, didn't you?
You didn't see that one coming. You know what? This fact, I'm pretty sure I knew this anyway. So you guys probably have heard of it. But Did you know?
I'm fed up of you not backing your facts. Go in. Just be
Fine,
confident.
fine,
They're
fine.
Banging facts.
Did you know that in 1966 the World Cup trophy was stolen and found by a dog named Pickles? That is a fact.
Pickles brought it home.
Pickles.
I think I remember this fact somewhere, but like, it is.
Let me do some explaining. So the trophy at the time, the Jules Rimet trophy.
Wait, it wasn't named the Jules Rimet yet.
It was.
No, it was named the Jules Rimet in like the 50s.
According to the website I found,
1966.
it was Jules Rimet. Yeah, it's 1966.
I thought it was 1936. Okay,
No.
then it is the Jules Rimet. Go on.
It was on display in Westminster Central Hall and was stolen without guards even realising. At the time, it was even bigger because it had been the same trophy since 1930, the first World Cup. The thief took the trophy at the time worth £3,000 instead of a collection of stamps which was worth over £3 million. So he really wanted that World Cup trophy.
Was he just liked his footy.
Man's an idiot.
7 days later, a dog named Pickles sniffed out something wrapped in a newspaper in a hedge, and it was the World Cup trophy. So the dog and his owner were rewarded with a meal with the England squad after the World Cup and £6,000.
One thing I want to know, what's the meal?
I don't know.
Bangers and
How
mash.
do I know?
They go out for a cheeky pint.
And I also want to know
Spoons.
why does the World Cup trophy smell?
Don't know. You don't know what that
A lot
guy
of,
did to
lot
it.
of polish.
A lot of
Lot of polish.
dirty fingerprints.
Not only that, but this was so massive that after the dog died, the year after, his collar was put on display in the National Football Museum.
I need to go there now.
So you can go and see Pickles' collar.
Pickles.
What man?
And that is Jordan's fact of the week.
Dog.
Jordan, can we just pause? Mr. Pickles.
Yeah,
Good boy.
that's exactly what I thought.
You see, I nearly stopped. I was like, nah, I know the story. I don't remember the name.
Right. Let's get debating though. The best goal in World Cup history is our debate for today. I'm going first this time. I'm not letting you guys take it. And before I say mine, I want no bias in this debate here, because my goal is Maradona versus England in 1986, not the hand of God, the other one.
Yeah.
So obviously, Maradona picks up the ball in his own half, proceeds to beat two England players with ease, shows off his pace with no one able to catch him, and then just gets into the box calmly, goes round Peter Shilton, sticks the ball in the back of the net, and what a goal. Arguably, widely considered as one of the greatest goals in World Cup history. Like I said, forget the bias here, because it is against England, but he apparently ran a total of 68 metres, making 11 touches in 11 seconds and scoring. It just unbelievable, and obviously inspired Argentina to a World Cup victory in the end. And yeah, it really put Maradona as like properly in the limelight as one of the greatest footballers of all time. So yeah, that's my pick.
I've gone for a goal that was actually tarnished, perhaps, by that goal and by the actions of Maradona at that tournament, disgraceful as they were.
Yeah.
My man is called
Oh God, he's done his research this
Manuel Negrete Arias. He scored for Mexico at that 86 World Cup in Mexico, obviously. He scored an outrageous goal. It's this scissor kick half volley. I'm going to have to show you.
Mm-hmm.
However, I just need to get it. It was against Bulgaria, and it was actually voted in 2018 by on the FIFA website by millions of fans around the world as the greatest goal at a World Cup of all time, ahead of Maradona's.
Oh
my
it's
God.
a beauty.
It's a good goal.
A good goal.
It's a thing of beauty.
It's a beautiful
nice
goal. Okay. I understand, right? It's in the bottom corner a little bit. It's not quite top corner, but the way.
It's a nice
I'm
team.
gonna show you again.
Nice, good. I don't need to see it again.
No, you do. Right. The way. Look at this. How the ball's in the air right now. The way he just jumps up. It's almost like he freezes the ball in the air for a second. Just look at him. Look at that. He has practiced that time and time again, and that is an outrageous goal.
Okay, you've both gone your goals. Now I'm going to put mine. Mine, unfortunately, isn't at the 1986 Mexico World Cup. Mine is 12 years later at the 1998 World Cup. Mine is in a quarter-final between Netherlands and Argentina. I think you both know which goal I'm talking about here.
I do.
I don't know if I should play the commentary because we'll probably get flagged.
Do your own commentary.
But the commentary is amazing. I can't speak Dutch, but
Recreate it.
Go on.
Funk the ball, spray the ball. Dennis Bergkamp, Dennis Bergkamp, Dennis Bergkamp, Dennis Bergkamp, Dennis Bergkamp, Dennis Bergkamp. Oh, blah, 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 Argentina, Dennis Bergkamp. That's basically it. So basically, Frank de Boer is on like the left-hand side. He's been like a left-back position.
Sorry, we're fluent in Dutch. You don't need to tell us anything about the goal.
Okay, he pumps it. You do realise that all the only words I said there were Dennis Bergkamp, Argentina, and Frank de Boer. The rest was just Dutch, like mumbles. But like basically, Frank de Boer plays a long ball over the top to Dennis Bergkamp on the edge of the box, and he first time brings it down. Then with a second touch, brings it over the defender, chest, bang. Like it is just so such amazing control from the long ball to bring it down. He had the touch of like, oh my god, like genuinely, people always talk about Ronaldinho. We should start saying you have the touch of Dennis Bergkamp because the man would bring it down like nothing ever before. And
that goal epitomises Dennis Bergkamp's career.
oh yeah,
It's a
and the
classic
thing is,
Dennis
it's not the first time he's done it. He's done that. He's done that multiple times throughout his career. Just bring it down in the box, just go, yeah, two touch, bang, and it's not just the goal. It's not just the goal. The goal itself is amazing. But the celebration and the commentary, the moment, it's iconic as hell.
There's something about
That's
Isaac and when we do a best goal and him picking a Dennis Bergkamp goal. Because he did it for the Premier League best goal as well.
To be fair, the Premier League best goal one did win. So
Or just an Arsenal player every single time we can.
Whoa. Well,
that may not be a theme.
let's get debating. So we have Maradona's goal. I can't remember his name. His goal.
No.
No. Manuel Negrete. Oh yes.
His
He had to
goal.
read that, didn't he?
Negrete. Shut up. Negrete.
And Dennis Bergkamp's
Dennis
goal.
Bergkamp.
Who wins it?
Are any of us backing down?
No.
I'm not backing down.
I'm not backing down.
I'm not backing
I feel like
Is this the first time since Series 1 that we're going to put the vote up?
there's a theme in this debate where whoever attacks first just gets attacked and then just gets buried and they have no chance.
So yeah,
I'm
like
just gonna hang back.
I usually attack first as well.
No,
and
no,
I
you
think that-
don't. I usually attack first and instantly just go, yours is. And
Yeah,
then-
yeah, and then me and you go. The thing is, you always. No, the thing is, I've noticed this every single time we do it. You always go, "I'm sorry, John, but Isaac's is awful." you always pick on mine. I swear to Christ. No.
I
That's like,
pick on him as well.
oh no.
I pick on him as well.
Fine, you pick on.
No, I've realised that it's my fault. And everyone then just attacks me. So
All right, so
I'm just gonna,
are we just gonna?
All the goals are amazing.
They're all amazing, so it's really tough.
It is a tough
yours
debate
the
to have.
best?
Why is mine the best? It's literally referred to as Diego Maradona's goal of the century.
Not by everyone on the FIFA website in 2018.
What about?
I wasn't on the FIFA website in 2018.
Yeah, neither was
No,
I.
neither was it.
You must have been. They said everyone.
Diego Maradona's literally everything. If you type into Google or YouTube Maradona's goal, it comes up Maradona goal of the century, and it's this.
Yeah, surprisingly, if you type up Negrete goal, it comes up with the same goal.
If you type up Dennis Bergkamp goal, you come up
doesn't
with,
come with that.
yeah, because
It doesn't.
because he scored an even better goal in the Premier League, which if it was in the World Cup would be the greatest World Cup goal. And Joe, what? He still has scored the World Cup. It's just the fact that Dennis
Sorry,
Bergkamp
I'm
has just scored a billion iconic
I'm
goals.
sorry, that Newcastle goal would not be the best ever goal scored at a World Cup.
I'm convinced you don't like Arsenal. You,
No,
you,
I do, but it's
like
not.
you want, don't
Let's
want
be
Saka to start
realistic.
for England. You think the Newcastle goal was crap? Like at this rate, you've got to say, "Do you know what? Giroud is better than Thierry Henry."
So, and as well, for mine, 11 touches in 11 seconds is unbelievable.
It
He
is.
runs the length of the pitch,
Yeah.
near enough, around a load of England players. I think there is no way that you can say that mine, like, isn't
The
top.
best. Yeah, well, I can. I'll be honest. Okay, 11 touches in 11 seconds is phenomenal.
68 metres.
And it does sum up the kind of genius of him to just know exactly which touch is the best for exactly each scenario. However, have you seen the defending? The defending is horrific, and so is the goalkeeping.
That goal could have been stopped with
My
better
goal?
defending.
Yes.
Yes, it could have been stopped with better
What's the
defending.
man's getting time to take a touch from the edge of the box.
Yeah, fair enough.
I was waiting for you to say something like that. You're like,
Right, he shouldn't have been beaten
no.
by in one instance. Your man was given enough time to sprint through the whole instance. I think that's worth
Have you
defending.
seen the goal?
Yes, I've seen the goal. It's worth defending on your part than it is.
That's not the goal.
Have you seen the goal though?
Yeah, I've seen the goal. It's
Look.
worse defending on this part than it is on mine. Right?
So he beats two defenders at the same time.
Exactly. So it's worse defending on this goal than it is mine. Can we just sum that up?
Let me watch
Play
the goal.
the
again.
goal.
I've seen it obviously.
Play the goal.
You don't even need to look at the
Stop
goal.
arguing.
No, my
I
man's
will.
even. No, I'm sorry.
No, but
you
let's
should be
just-
exempt for that reason. You're refusing to show
I'm
evidence.
going to show the goal.
I'll show the
Yeah,
goal.
show the goal.
I'll show the goal
So
right now.
okay,
It's right.
good. No,
it's
but
coming
just
up
give me a
right now.
second, right? Your man has beaten 8 England players, and mine is just, it should have been defended better by two Bulgarian players. Your goal was worse defending than the Great States.
Joe, which one is the most helpless with defending? There's just nothing you can do with mine. It's a long ball, and they've been caught out by it. And Dennis Bergkamp just happens to be one of the greatest players.
I'll be honest, mate. I wanted to make my attack pretty early on, and I didn't because I thought I'd lose. But yours is the worst. Okay.
No, I think yours is the worst.
No, it's not.
Yours. When you said that got voted as the best goal, I expected an amazing goal. And every
It
time
was an amazing goal. Are
I
you
think
joking?
I know, but I think both these are better. I'm surprised Maradona's
Yours
wasn't
isn't better.
voted
Yours
as.
isn't better. Widely known does not mean that it's widely known by TFQ. This goal is superb, and it's so underappreciated.
Did you know this goal was a goal a week ago? Had you ever seen it before? Then is it because you didn't even know it happened?
Just because
Surely
of
if
that.
it's the best goal, we'd all know about it.
Just
Do you know
because
what I
of
mean?
that does not mean that it's not.
Do you remember when we did our Premier League? When we did our Premier League best goal in season 1, we'd all seen our goals before.
Because we all watched Premier League. Not
No,
all of us watched
because
every
they're
single game.
iconic. We all watch the World Cup. We should surely, if it's the best World Cup goal, surely we've seen this before.
Yeah, it must be
Isn't that-
replayed over and over and again.
No, I've watched the
You
World
mad.
Cup a billion times. I'm subscribed to FIFA's YouTube
You haven't
channel.
watched the World
That
Cup
hasn't
a
bloody
billion
come up on my notifications.
Outrageous.
I think the ball over the
You
top
didn't
is
know who this man was
unbelievable.
yesterday.
I still think it's a better goal.
I think that's good in terms of technique, yes.
Yes.
But I think his goal is better.
My goal has the full package.
I
Also,
think-
it's a quarter final.
It's the ball over the top, the touch, and then the finish.
Bang, back,
And it's iconic. I've just looked up, right, that ranked the best 10 goals of Mexico '86. Your goal is placed 6th on that list. This website is 442.
Right. Okay.
4-2, something fans vote for, not the corporate elite of FIFA. People who actually watch and love and breathe football.
Are we coming to a conclusion here?
The conclusion is,
I'm not coming to.
we don't know a winner, but we know who's lost.
Yeah. So,
You decide which one's better.
you decide which goal is the best goal in World Cup history, because clearly we can't.
We've got a tie.
on Facebook.
On Facebook?
There was like 5 million votes or something. What do you mean on Facebook? A lot of people are on Facebook.
Mate,
A lot of people
442 is literally a fan
bigger
run
than Facebook.
I think so. I think
Into
Facebook's a dying
football.
platform.
Are you
I
joking?
mean, maybe not
Are
bigger
you
than maybe not
joking?
bigger than
Are
Facebook.
you
but
joking? Let's
I don't
move
know
on.
anyone who
Let's
uses
move on.
Facebook anymore, other than you. TFQ.
All you know are Arsenal fans or Arsenal players, okay? That's all you know in your life.
So that is the end of the Footballing Question podcast episode. I hope you enjoyed. Remember to check out our socials. There'll be a clip at the end. And yeah, we will see you for the next podcast in a bit.
Remember to follow us on all of our socials. We are The Footballing Question on YouTube and Spotify, as well as TFQ_podcast on Twitter.
On Facebook, we are The Footballing Question, and on TikTok, we are TFQ Podcast.
And Instagram, TFQ Podcast.